Welcome, if you can hear us, we coming to you live from the campaign office of Dr. Afriyie Akoto, and the voting ended at 2 p.m. And as we speak, we're all waiting to hear the final declaration by the Electoral Commission, and per the party's own arrangement, they will go over to the Ohenijan Sports Stadium for the victory rally, if you like. But it was a 4-horse race between Kennedy Japan, the Vice President Dr. Bawumia, Dr. Afriyie Akoto, and of course Francis Adeyemo, former Member of Parliament for Mampong. We're actually watching you live from the office of Dr. Afriyie Akoto, together with some members of the campaign team and the wife as well. Let me go over to Dr. Afriyie Akoto. Doctor, it's been months. Finally, the decision has been made. The party has decided that they will go with the Vice President. What is your reaction now?
Well, first of all, let me congratulate the Vice President for such an emphatic victory. It means the new patriotic party has spoken with a huge voice, that we've chosen Dr. Bawumia to lead us into the election next year. I've already called him to congratulate him on that, and told him we will be meeting at the stadium for the formalities. But finally, we are drawing a line under a very major historic event for the party, which is choosing our leader for the coming years.
Will you say that the process has been free and fair, and that you have no reservation?
Well, I think so. I mean, so far, my agents around the country haven't reported anything negative. And my own checks going around some of the polling centers here in Accra had shown that the system had worked very well, and that is worked very smoothly. And therefore, the outcome should be acceptable to all.
But looking at how far you've come so far in terms of the votes you've managed to garner, disappointing for you?
Obviously, I mean, you go into a contest to win. So if you don't win, it's a disappointment. But I really appreciate the electorate, the delegates who stood by me and voted for me. I really appreciate it. It means that my message went down well with them, and but the party has decided. It means that other messages were more preferable to them, and therefore we all have to come together as one in unity to fight the NDC come next year.
You represented the people of Kwadaso for 8 years, yet the results didn't go your way. That constituency, for example, how disappointed are you right now with the result that came from the Kwadaso in the Ashanti region?
Just the Kwadaso is general. All the 276 constituencies, we had a good fight, and we thought that our message was powerful enough. But from the results, that wasn't the case, and Kwadaso is one of the 276. So we accept the result, and we respect the decision of the NPP for the new leadership, and we'll do everything possible to make sure that it's a very successful leadership.
So what we have seen, and in fact, if I should take you back to Joy News, Kennedy Japan currently at 29,190, representing 40.2%. Dr. Bawumia 42,509, representing 58.63%. Clearly, it looks like a divided delegates. What now happens to the party in terms of building unity ahead of the 2024, which is quite crucial for the sustenance of the party?
The results that you are reading off your camera is really a third of what is to come. But it's a very strong indication of what will come eventually. So for me, we don't expect any miracle from here on. I mean, it's just a confirmation of what we have seen earlier on, and we have to accept that.
Yeah. And so 2024 is just around the corner, and the party clearly needs to put its best foot forward in terms of maintaining power and ultimately break the 8. I spoke to you in this room 3 occasions, extensive interview. One of your main concerns was that unity had become an issue in the party. There appears to be no discipline in the party, and we're hoping that the delegates will let you to instill discipline and then reform the party to move it to the point where the ordinary member becomes, have that ownership right. Now that you are unable to make it, how are you going to help the party move forward?
Oh, definitely. I mean, everybody in the party accepts that there's something wrong with the party. From the party, the chairman of the Council of Elders, who we met a few days ago, everybody accepts that we are not in a good place. And that issue is something that I am going to help the new leader to achieve, to bring discipline into this party so that we can extend our mandate from the people of Ghana come December 7th, 2024. There's no doubt about that. Whether I'm the leader or I'm not the leader is something that we need to do something about. And I'll make my contribution to ensure that things are straightened out in our party to make it stronger.
Yes. We have reported so many videos. We've spoken to a lot of delegates across the country, and I see a lot on some of the media houses, their portals as well. Monetization in the process is something that a lot of people are talking about themselves, the delegates themselves saying that they were promised some amount of money, they didn't come. I don't know how you react to this and whether you also offer some transportation for some of the delegates.
The fact of the matter is, as a matter of principle, I didn't know delegate can say that I gave them a pesewa. As a matter of principle, you know, for me, is the message which delegates should look at and compare ideas to see which one suits as best. But to try to influence that decision by inducement of monetary inducement is not my cup of tea. So I didn't offer anybody any inducement. I just relied on the power of my message. And I mean, I don't know the extent to which that was not carried because of my lack of inducement. But definitely, I am very, very solid in my belief that there's an urgent need to bring reforms into our party to make it strong. And secondly, I also believe that for the nation, we need to spare public resources to help farmers to make us this economy very strong, and financing it from our own resources rather than relying on debt, which has been the case. So these are things that I have observed over the period. And obviously, I'm not the person who observes things going wrong and just sit back. No, I'm a doer. So whatever contribution I can make for these two issues of party discipline, party reforms, and bringing some significant public resources to farmers in agriculture to make this country better, I will pursue them.
So what's next for Dr. Owusu Afriyie Akoto? Are you going to play any role in the campaign? When you spoke to the vice president, what was his reaction?
Yeah, but you know, behind the scenes, we've all been talking. I've been talking to Mr. Japan, I've been talking to the vice president. The vice president is someone in government that I've worked closest with. Between him and Mr. Lanchamating, we worked together in the economic management team. We were in cabinet, and then we were also in the economic committee of cabinet. So, and they are some of the closest people I've worked with, and we have good personal relationships, and we understand there are certain modes of understanding that comes to us very naturally. So, but I don't want to wait for anybody to tell me what to do. I have an obligation to this party. We are coming for an election. Whatever I can do to help us to break the 8, I will do so.
All right. I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you. And I guess you are preparing to go to the Ohinijan Sports Stadium for the final rally.
Absolutely. It's more than a rally. It's a declaration of victory for the NPP and for Dr. Bawumia, and we'll all be there to be witnesses.
I believe that you're also going to respect the undertaking you signed ahead of the Congress.
You don't believe I'm a gentleman? If I sign something, I abide by it.
All right. So, Kojo, we've been coming to you from the office of Dr. Owusu Akoto Afriyie. Dr. Owusu Afriyie Akoto. Right. So, let me put protocol and then turn over to the wife of Dr. Owusu Afriyie Akoto. You supported your husband through and through. Totally. The journey has ended, not the way you want it. How are you taking this?
I'm taking it very well. I think he's done exceedingly well. And we are very happy for the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia. He'll make an excellent leader for the party, and we are all here to assist him. So I'm supporting my husband, so we'll see how it goes.
How difficult, exciting, ugly the road ahead of today?
It's been quite tortuous. very difficult, long meetings, traveling all over the country. So I just thank God that it's over. He's in one piece. I have him back at home. So I'm very happy.
So I guess more time to spend with him then.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then maybe final words also to some of the campaign members. All right, Kojo, so I guess this is how we're going to end it from the office of Dr. Afriyie Akoto. He was bidding to lead the NPP to break the 8. The delegates decided that they would rather give the mantle to Dr. Bawumia, the vice president. As we have it from our scoreboard, it has appeared that he's cruising to victory. Behind him is Kennedy Japan, but clearly the delegates, they've spoken. How that translates into electoral victory in 2024, that is a multi-million-dollar question that is yet to be answered by the generality of Ghanaians. So back to you in the studio as we continue with our live coverage of the NPP's National Delegates Congress. I know that we are also at the Electoral Commission's office and the Vice President's office, and of course, across the country. So could you back to you in the studio?